Yes, people, never a foul. As you can see, the house is burning down with all that smoke that's going on next to me.
It's not next to you, is it?
Well, yeah, in camera form, Daps. You know, you're next to me.
All right.
But anyways, we're in the same house, so yes, we would technically all burn. But anyways, other than that, I'm joined by Mr. Greasy Don himself, repping Chelsea. You know, Mons is actually at fault this time. Mons told me 10 o'clock. It is now 12 past 10. So if you want to blame anyone for being late, actually, to be fair, we're always late. Blame Mo and blame Mons.
Mons started his show 20 minutes late, so we already know he's going to be late.
Exactly. But you know what they say, lateness is greatness. And that's why we end up here with Mr. Greasy Dunn. So how you doing, man?
Thanks for having me on, man. Big up Kaz, big up Daps, man. Big up the chat as well.
No, thanks for having you on. Thanks for coming on. You know what? You impressed me on Rivals. The way you landed in Rivals the other day, the little sub in, obviously, Cass arranged that behind the scenes. And yeah, you came in on smoke. And I thought, yes, Chelsea fan that's talking straight facts, to be fair.
Oh, damn. Pow, Terry. Other than that cringy stuff, yeah, man. I thought because Mo's actually on a flight, he can't make today. He might not be able to do tomorrow either. So if anyone was asking where's Mo, he's on a flight.
Hold on, I bet you.
As you can see with Greasy Don, he's got the flight attendant mic on, so he might be actually directing him somewhere that he shouldn't actually go. Because
I bet you Mo's watching, though. I bet he was in the airport watching on his phone because he knows with his, Yeah. All of our viewers, some think he's got an agenda. I mean, there was a period where he had that agenda on City, clearly. There's a period where I think Arsenal fans think he's got an agenda on Arsenal. Mo has an agenda on any football club that is actually trying to not sell players or not just strictly sell players. Like, it's so clear that Mo is very, very bitter right now against the Premier League and against everything. Like he's moving ultimately like the Spanish, like the Spanish and the Italian football federations, where they're just hating on the Premier League. That's exactly what
facts.
Yeah, we know it. So Mo's on his way to Europe. He will be linking up with him very soon as well, later in the month. So we'll see all us three together in the studio. But yeah, man, it's the time you get done on that. Mo runs away to Europe. I don't think it's a coincidence because these two are apparently, they rival each other on opinions, especially on the Top 6 show. Especially, tell me about Mo Greasy, man. Come on, let's know your true feelings. This is called the
Mo.
Show. Hey, listen, I love Mo, man. I love Mo. Mo's my guy, man. Do you know what I mean? Mo knows his stuff. Mo knows his stuff. But yeah, when it comes to the Chelsea stuff, strong agenda, Mo. He knows this stuff. I've told him about this. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, he's a bit bitter that we can actually get rid of our players. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit bitter that we've got money to just, rectify mistakes that previous owners and that made. Do you know what I mean? Oh, because his club can't do it. So, and his club are a problem. We're trying to get rid of Lukaku. His club ain't having it. So, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of
How do you think that one's going to end, actually? How do you think that one's going to end?
I've got no idea. Man. I think there's going to be some sort of cut price because Lukaku's made it clear he doesn't want to be here. So, realistically, I don't know who else comes in for it.
You don't want to pay him.
Yeah, we ain't trying to pay him. I mean, initially, we said we want him back, but he literally said, no, I don't want to come back to Chelsea. So, we've got to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Like Poch said in an interview, I know we're going to get into it. He said, listen, I'm only looking for players that are committed to the project, and he's not. So we need to get rid of him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Poch is saying a lot, actually. Hasn't Poch said today that Chelsea are the greatest team in the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, he's not lying. He did say the past 12 to 15 years. So he gave a little bit of context. He did say that.
I like the fact that there's now, because it was 10 to 15. Now it's gone to 12 to 15. I
say past 20 now because City, they've cleared.
20, it was 03. 03 what was it? 03 to like 2012?
20. Yeah.
I don't know. It's mad because your Premier League, because you did have a Champions League since then, I guess. But
yeah, two of them. Yeah.
Two, to be fair.
Yeah, no, but the first one was in what, 2012,
2012.
so 2 in 10 years. Yeah.
11, yeah. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, actually, no. It was less, than it? Actually, was it not 9? 9 years you done 2,
9
innit?
years,
Or
2
8?
in 9 years.
We
Yeah.
got the second one in 1920. Was it? No,
8
2021.
years.
Sorry,
Yes,
2021.
9 years. So 9 years, 2 in 9 years. Mad.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we're going to be debating Pochettino, Shirky as well, which a lot of actually Chelsea fans were crying for yesterday. And you see him for France in the under-21s. Guy's wicked, right? You want some creativity that Mo was crying about? Then here's some creativity. Then he's come back from some injuries and whatnot back in the scene. So that'll be interesting. And Jacob Steinberg was reporting that Chelsea have become quite interested in the guy. You have shipped off a couple players as well. But in terms of you're also buying a couple, you're raiding a lot of youngsters, you know.
That's starting to annoy me a bit though, man. Because right now what's coming out is that we ain't got the budget for a goalkeeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like right now, Onana's what 50 million. I think that's a deal
yeah.
for Onana.
They're saying Onana here, right? Is according to Alfredo Padula, it says or Pedula, I think his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. He says first offer for Onana has arrived, 40 million plus 5 bonuses. I'm not too sure if that means in euros or pounds, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in pounds. Inter think it's not enough. There will be other contacts. Inter don't want to go beyond the 20th of July, which is their pre-season.
Yeah.
So,
the price being quoted right now for Onana is not bad. What's coming out of Chelsea?
Euros. It's
in euros as well.
Yeah, 45 million euros. They Man United offered.
Okay, so listen, how much they want for Onana, I think is a steal for us.
50?
Kepa,
50 euros.
Kepa's not going to take us to the next level, but apparently we haven't got the budget for goalkeeper, but we're still buying these young players. I'm seeing another one now, 20 million or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Enough is enough. Let's actually invest that money in a goalkeeper.
You know what it might be though? There's sometimes there's separate budgets. There's budgets for young players, and then there's budget for the actually first team. So it's like it could be a separate budget. Like the things
it probably would be because one's probably for investment, and the other's probably for actually the here and now. So two.
Yeah, but surely you can come. Surely you can come to some sort of an agreement, like an exception to
budget
the rule,
over.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I don't mind Kepa as a backup, but as a starter, he's going to be a pain again, man.
Yeah, exactly that. By the way, make sure
Mendy's gone, right? Is Mendy gone now?
Mendy's gone Saudi, yeah. 12 million a year.
You're due a goalkeeper then. Yeah. You are due a goalkeeper. It might be
they're trying to bring in a young goalkeeper to play like underneath Kepa. So Kepa's what they're trying to build with now. So
Diogo Costa?
Nah,
he's been I've seen his name, but I don't. It's what 65 million. If we're not trying to spend
but
money,
he wouldn't be coming in under. They wouldn't be bringing him in under Kepa if they got Costa. Costa would not be going anywhere to be an understudy. Not right.
Nah, this was before the rumors came out that we're looking for an understudy. But this is quite recent.
And also on other news as well, there's a massive battle for Lavia. I think Chelsea have renewed interest in Lavia recently, alongside Liverpool being strong interest there, alongside Arsenal, of course, as we both know. Man United's name got linked, which I don't believe in the slightest. But also potential takeover news tomorrow. Watch this space. I don't believe it. I don't. Not for me to know. Apparently, Rio Ferdinand has confirmed with Ornstein. Apparently, it's going to be a mayhem tomorrow. But
Rio said that.
Rio said that. Yeah.
Hey, take that with a pinch of salt. You lot keep getting scammed, man. Every time you believe something's happening, something else happens. Just take that with a pinch of salt.
I don't know, when Rio says stuff, it usually does lead to something happening, whether it be good or bad, right?
Well, he must know a thing or two. He said on his own podcast, he was saying along the lines of like he can't say nothing now with Joel Bayer with his fake accent, and then what's it called? And he said he confirmed off camera and stuff with Ornstein and etc. and multiple sources, and it just said he can't say nothing right now. So
do you know what baffles me on that? I'm going to be honest. Yeah, remember when it was probably about 6-7 years ago, possibly probably about 6-7 years ago, maybe slightly less actually. And Neville came out and said, tell me what qualifications Rio Ferdinand has done to be a sporting director. And he was talking about how, there was that period where United were going through trying to sign ex-players for roles, Still, why does Rio, if Rio Ferdinand does know something, why does he know something, Why has someone dealing with your finances at your club feel that Rio Ferdinand should be one of the first to know this? Like, ally, Cass? Why is Rio in the know? How does Rio know that your ownership is going to change tomorrow?
I think with Rio, obviously,
unless it's a leak,
within his position.
Why was his position?
Like, as being a footballer, like he obviously knows a thing or two more than most people, right? especially being on a podcast now, knowing now he's talking about transfers, football players, and stuff like that. He's gonna want to be in the know about certain stuff just because it boosts his podcast ultimately,
So
doesn't it?
ultimately he's asking people at the club for any information.
Yeah. He's
and
just
someone
people
at
at
your
the club,
club's leaking it.
Warnstein, obviously, and whoever else it might be. It's just he's got his own.
But the thing though, guys,
Sorry, that
hearing...
comment. Someone just said Rio is Grizz Khan.
Apparently, he's got his own agency as well.
Yeah, but
so.
Kaz, every time I see something like this, like positive for Qatar, you see something conflicting. Do you know what I mean? It's back and forth. It's back and forth, man. So
this is what I mean. I think me and Daps, I went to Daps earlier. Oh, apparently, I think I've done it like last couple of days. Oh, apparently there's going to be some takeover news this week, and he says,
last couple of days. I've heard it for the last 7 months.
And then he looks at me. I'm like, yeah. He said, you believe it? I'm like, hell no.
But it was like De Jong last summer.
Yeah. Every day.
Every day, De Jong's happening soon.
So big up Monts, meet Greasy Don, Monts. I think this is your first stream together.
Yeah.
This could be chaos or it could be elite.
Greasy John was just saying you were a dickhead before you joined, basically.
Yeah.
I don't listen to them ones.
Be a bit of a dickhead. I can't lie. I'd hate myself if I wasn't a Liverpool fan.
You know what? Ask Roms what we spoke about. Bigged you up, man. Trust me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube friends.
Oh man, shut up, Daps. No, joking. Listen, hey, love to be, hey, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I'm late. Just been.
You're not.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day today, right? So
Once you're always late.
No, I'm not. No,
bro, you're late. You're more late than us for our own streams by like. But if you all right, this is how it goes. Yeah, if you stream at like let's say 7 o'clock, we all know you're going live at 7:20.
Yeah.
And we all know when you see
let's not stretch it. It's 7:10, not 7:20. Let's not stretch it.
Oh, not much. You would say, I'll finish about 8:30. We know you're finishing at 9.
Yeah, but that's like when I say, Kaz, be there at 7, and really, bro, like we're starting at 7:10 because I know, like, I have to tell you 10 minutes before. I just lied to you, bro. I'm
never late.
What?
I'm never late.
Nah, you're actually not. You're annoyingly on time, to be frank with you.
Well, we're never a foul, you know what I'm saying? That's never a foul.
Wait. Whoa. Throw me under the bus once.
No, that's what we're talking about. Listen, Anywho, listen.
Anyways.
Lateness is greatness, as the man of many flaws would say. Lateness is greatness.
Yeah.
Or it's an excuse.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Let's get into this, guys. If you haven't done so yet, all the description, people's channels are in there. Go check them out. But before you do that, hit the like button. You know exactly where it is. If you don't know, just comment, and I suppose one of us can show you where the like button is.
People, real quick as well. The thing, where is it? That way, down there. The code, Terrace Colt. Remember, fresh summer colours out. You can't really see this. Is a cold, like kind of greeny colour. Get your Terrace Colt gear. I've just got a few pairs of shorts from them recently. Yeah, their shorts are absolutely banging as well. Go and check it out. Use the code NAF15 at checkout to get 15% off.
Can you shout, Steen? Yo, Steve, can you?
No. Wait, whoa.
Merch, like just something like no, because like I'm on here all the time and I don't ever see like a.
He doesn't want to be associated. Just want to let you know. We don't do that. Yeah. Anyways, apart from that, let's talk about Chelsea, man. Chelsea Football Club, Pochettino. Do you rate him once?
Bro, like...
Be honest. I don't do it because Greasy done it. I'm gonna have to start talking.
No. Listen. I'll be real. You see, Poch, I feel like he underperformed at PSG. Some people may disagree with me. I think at PSG he should have achieved more. The fact that one title wasn't won over there is a calamitous in itself. However, he is everything that Chelsea need. So regardless of what he's done, if you look at what he's done for Tottenham, if he can apply even half of that to what Chelsea need, Chelsea need Jesus.
Wait, Rom, hold on. Not Rom, sorry. Monts. To go back here. Wait, did you say he didn't win anything at PSG? He didn't win the title?
No. I said the fact that the season where I think it was Lille who won the league?
Lille won the league, but he joined in January though, and Tuchel left them in third.
Yeah, but I still
think Lille were playing well that season.
They were no. Yeah, Yilmaz turned into CR7. I understand that. But I do feel like he should have done better because where I held Poch after Tottenham, you realise I had Poch, even though he didn't win anything. But you can see when someone transcends a club, and to do bits at Tottenham is very, very. Listen, to do bits at Tottenham is one of the hardest things to do. Fact. Even though he didn't win them a trophy, Tottenham fans would do horrible things to go back to where they were. Ask Henry Wright. They will do horrible things to get back.
The thing is, though, I get what you're saying, Mons, yeah, but like when one thing that people were saying with Poch when he got the job at PSG, they were saying, oh, you know, how's he going to deal with the big egos? You've got Messi, you've got Mbappe, you've got Neymar. Obviously, he came in again. Look, Tuchel left them in third. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, Tuchel left PSG, came to Chelsea. Poch took the job in January. Lille were playing well that season. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was talking about Lille that season, right? The following season, when he actually got, you know, a little bit of play going there, he won the league by what, like 15 points or something like that. So he still ended up winning with these egos, big egos, and that. Do you know what I mean? When he came in a little bit too late, in my opinion, because Lille were playing well. So I don't see that. I don't see why that's being used to sort of like, do you know what I mean, criticize him.
The reason I'm saying that is because, again, it's just because of the high regard that I've held him in prior to that move. And obviously, for me, winning the league at Lille, you don't get any. Sorry, Lille, winning the league in France, you just don't really get. You don't really.
Well, you know what it was with Poch. We know what it was. Yeah, the minute he subbed off Messi that time, and Messi gave him that look. Yeah, we knew what it was. Right.
No, yeah, but bro, I just think, bro,
it's
the Champions League. That's what they're measured on. It's like with you.
No, I hear you, bro, but you can't.
Yeah, but how many managers have failed in the Champions League for them? It's not just Poch.
Yeah, this is the thing. The same. And to be fair, you actually do have to say this. This is why I always say, and you know, Liverpool fans, I always have this debate with you, man, because you, man, have been blessed with, like most of you, won Champions Leagues before you were born. Yeah, your club had heritage before you were born. To win your first Champions League is not an easy task because your whole club's mentality has to be changed. Yeah, I said that even when we went and got Pep, we were still trying to build that up, right? And so the same way you say about Tottenham and, you know, Tottenham serial losers, with PSG, that Champions League is very similar to that. Also, you've got to remember, this is Pochettino. This is not Zidane. This is not Pep Guardiola. Him and going and trying to, you know, control a forward line of Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, yeah, and
when
those personalities.
When you've watched them from
but even more so, those personalities alone, yeah, is just like, how much control did he really have at that club? And I think that's the key at Chelsea, that he's probably gone in there and said, "I'll take the role, but listen, Todd, you need to give me control."
And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
As Kanye would say, I guess we'll never know. That's what I say in that situation. He's at Chelsea now. And as I said, on the Chelsea side of things, what Poch can provide tactically is everything all those players need right now. Yeah. Chelsea, as I said, they need Jesus. And I'm not just saying that to be funny, bro. What we've seen is it's not even a down in tools kind of thing. The whole thing just needs a hard reset. And that's what they're doing. They've got in a new manager. They brought in a whole plethora of players. Now it's up to Poch to sort of mend what's broken, gel together what's still there, and bring that sort of feel-good. I'd even say get the chemistry back, because Chelsea didn't even have a leaving party, bro. They don't even go out together. Like, and this that stuff matters, innit? I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that plays ball, that stuff matters, bro. That stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I'm looking at players like Sterling, players like Nkunku, players like I'd even say Broha. People have forgotten him, but
Bro, you're spot on with that. Do you know there's things Pep's done at City since he's been there? Like he says that after training, you don't go and have food elsewhere. You stay here and have food. Now, obviously, there is an element of that's about the dietary. But what he's actually said is, no, it's more about, I want the players to sit and eat food together and bond together. Then he went and got these football table tennis things installed, because it's about them wanting to be around each other as much as possible. And you're spot on. That's what Chelsea used to have. If you think of Chelsea back, remember when John Terry, remember when it was someone's birthday and John Terry rocked up and I swear he spent like 700 bags in a club and he didn't have a drink himself, for someone's birthday, just because that's how Chelsea used to be. Like, go out together.
And the thing is, that's what Poch was saying in his interview. He was basically saying how the training facilities shouldn't just be a place to work. It should feel like home. Do you get it? That's one thing that he was saying today. It should feel like home. And constantly when he's talking about his team, he's saying us. He's not saying this is what I'm gonna do. He's saying this is what we're gonna do. Do you get it? He's including everyone. So we've lost a bit of like togetherness. Chelsea's
Sounds
always
like
been like a
special.
Chelsea's always kind of been like a family club, to be fair. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And we lost
I
that,
think
man.
he lost a lot. I think he lost a lot of it because, bro, when I look at the
He's been a family since
personalities, if
2003.
you look
Is
at
it?
the personalities before, David Luiz is a joker. Like he's like a joker, funny guy, family man. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone always talks about how much everyone loved David Luiz as a personality. We're not talking about say what you want to say about as a player, as a personality. Eden Hazard was one of the funniest guys. If you go watch the behind the scenes stuff at Chelsea, Hazard is hilarious.
Ivanovic.
So
Oh,
funny,
and,
man.
and as for Couture, you know, Couture's sick. He'll go and bang your missus or whatever.
Well, I
like,
mean, Qatar would just go shaggy with, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones.
but he was doing the John Terry role, so I get it. It makes sense.
We had serious characters. We had serious characters.
Yeah,
man.
you had
Even Timo Werner, to be fair though. Timo Werner was one of the funniest guys.
Yeah,
at Chelsea.
but if you're not that good, if you're not playing that well, and the funny guy,
with the new rule,
There's nothing to be laughing about. There's nothing to be laughing about.
there's
You
no
got to put the
jokes.
ball in the back of the net, man.
I'm telling you now, with the new rule,
What's all the jokes you want?
if Werner was in today's football with the new rule, and then let's say he was in the Premier League, he'd be top goal scorer. He'd be top goal scorer easy.
Yeah, even Havertz last season.
Yeah, bro, Havertz is Darwin.
Yeah, actually, Havertz was bad last season.
Yeah.
You need about 200 chances, but it haven't.
Yeah, that's Arsenal's problem now, anyway. So
yeah.
Sorry, can I just give a shout out to Mo? Mo's in the comments beefing all the Chelsea fans. So
Mo.
I told you, Mo would be watching at the airport.
But one last thing I'll say off your point, Kaz, is expectation. Now,
I saw Twitch.
I was going to ask you because a minute ago you said a cold restart, and now I wanted to say to you, okay, no problem. So what are your expectations? And I bet you're about to say something mental.
Oh yeah, you just know me too well. You just know me too well.
So a cold restart, but it's supposed to perform better than ever instantly.
Listen, I've got my Liverpool cap on today. Unfortunately, it's shameless months today. That's the months you guys have got today. Unfortunately, after 600 million spent, there are still assets to be used and utilized. Poch is no fool. He is a genius at what he does. I still don't put him in the top 3 in that yet, but he can definitely be there with a year or two in it. So Chelsea on paper still have a very good squad. They do have good players. So with no European football and time to gel and a full preseason and all of this money spent and the craziness they're doing with Saudi Arabia getting rid of the players, getting players in.
Oh, you're getting shameless now.
I'm gonna need 4th and above. I'm gonna need top 4 minimum from Chelsea. I don't think you're coming top 4. But with no European football, it's more realistic than people think. I'm gonna leave it there. It's way more realistic.
You know what, Mons? The thing is, you're not even being shameless, though. You're speaking facts. That's the minimum expectation. We need to at least aim to get top 4. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know this thing about top 5, potentially that's going to be the next thing to get Champions League football. So I don't even want top 5. I want top 4. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, we've got players already of quality. You've got your Reece James. You've got your Fofanas already. I know Fofana wasn't that great towards the end of the season, but when we've got a Caicedo in front of him, he'll look a lot better. Do you know what I mean? Some defenders need protection in front of them. You know, like you said, we've got quite a lot of quality and we're bringing in quality. So hopefully with a trim squad, a manageable squad, and a manager that's actually a manager, not a novice like Frank Lampard or joke man like Graham Potter, you know, we should be able to get some structure and get some stability. But I'm not going to give some crazy targets like, oh, you know, we've just finished in 12th. We've got a brand new team. We're going to get this player, get that player, get that player. Now we're ready to win the league. It doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? I know you said on paper we look good, but again, football's not played on paper. Things have got to make sense. Things have got to gel. You know what I mean? Players have got to develop. Let me just finish on one point as well. Yeah, players have got to develop. That's one of the reasons why we brought Poch, because we've got Mudriks. Do you know what I mean? Who are raw. We've got Maduekis who are quite raw. Do you know what I mean? You've got players that are still young and need to develop. So there's not going to be that mad expectation for him to win the league right now, even if on paper it looks like it. But as a minimum, get us back into top 4. And, you know, hopefully even try and win a trophy because he's going to compete on all fronts.
Well, I see Sid. I can't see all of them.
Yeah, so that wasn't that shameless from you, by the way.
It definitely wasn't.
Sid's like the OG, and he said with one of his chat saying that the minimum for him, anyways, is it's an FA Cup and top 4. He's saying we got to be winning that. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Look, I've been very you know, I do get what everyone's saying about the money, but I'm of the opinion that I get it, and it you can be frustrated, no problem. I totally understand. And me and Mo ended the show, I think, last night, where I was saying I understand your frustrations as a fan of another club of how Tottenham are privileged. Yeah, they are privileged, right? That no one can deny that they're privileged to have the ability to spend that much money, it not go right, and then get to spend again. So I understand your frustrations, but to then turn your frustrations into, so based on that, you must challenge next season, then basically tells me, well, you haven't got an understanding of football then, because it doesn't happen like that. Especially, like I said before, I think Poch will have gone in there and been very clear, don't expect too much this season, yeah? Because this is not like, on a show, someone tried comparing Arsenal and Chelsea and saying, but Arsenal are expected to buy, say, 4 players and then fit in straight away. So why shouldn't Chelsea? But it's like, no, Arsenal's manager has been there for 3-4 years. They've got a style of play. They also have, like we just spoke about, they have a relationship, yeah? Them man are brethren. They go out together. They've got that.
We saw the All or Nothing documentary. We saw it.
They've got all of that. They've gone through that, yeah? So Chelsea are 3 years behind in a mad way. In a certain way, Chelsea are 3 years behind Arsenal. Of course, they've had the luxury of being able to replace players quicker, but still, they still have to get them playing a certain style of football. I think Poch is going to favour some players that maybe some people weren't expecting. Like, he'll look at players. Poch, remember it was Poch that gave Dele Alli a break, wasn't it?
He brought him in.
Yeah, he bought him, loaned him out, then took him on tour for the summer. He performed well, and he said, "You know what? You can keep running. Like you're playing well." So I think there's going to be some of them there. You can't expect all of that to happen in one season when also it's a new manager under also a new direction from the board. So it is new. Everything's new. You can't expect it to come in and just instantly. But I do understand why people would be frustrated with Chelsea. But that's your frustration. Don't take it out on the fans. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Wait 1 sec, Martin. You're an Arsenal fan. Why? When I was talking on Arsenal, all the pressure on us, and we're used to it. There's no pressure on Arsenal. What are you on about? Anyways, this is what I mean about Arsenal fans. Didn't mention them yet. They want to mention themselves.
No, I just mentioned Arsenal, but I'm just saying that someone on a show was saying, people expected to land and instantly perform at Arsenal, but at Chelsea they're given time. I'm just saying there is a difference because Arsenal have that structure there. They have that style of play. They have that relationship. You can't just go and bring in new everything, expect it to instantly land. But I think, but at the same time, I do think top 4. Like you should be aiming for top 4, and if you throw a trophy in there as well, why not?
Yeah,
well,
what it is,
if Man United can get top 4 after spending 200 million, or 223 million, and a new coach, I don't see why the expectation for Chelsea should be anything less. And we won a trophy as well, by the way. So why should it be for anything less than someone like Chelsea, the most successful English club? Well, are they now for the last 20 years?
Probably. But the thing is, we're not running away from the expectation that we need to get top 4. That's the absolute minimum for Chelsea. We have to be in there every season. But what we're trying to build now is a team that's actually going to be competing every season. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, since 2017, we literally haven't competed for the league. All we've done is won the Champions League, and that's about it, really. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So now we're trying to actually build a team that can compete over a long period of time. Because top 4 and getting a sporadic trophy here and there is not lit. It's not lit. Do you know what I mean? I want to dominate. I want to dominate. Yeah, we're taking the wallpaper down.
The wallpaper's down and you replastering the wall. Fully. Chelsea
have never really dominated a period the way Man City have. Like, I was actually thinking about this at the end of the season because City have got a period now. Because when the debate was had about if City have actually overtaken Chelsea, one thing that goes in City's favor is that they've dominated. They've done a treble that we've never done. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of the times, like Hazard, for example, he should have won a lot more at Chelsea. Kante, for example, this guy should have won a lot more. Kante only won 1 Premier League at Chelsea. Right, because we just didn't build around him. So now we're actually trying to build a team and get a structure, bring some progressive play, bring a proper culture. But that's going to take time. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's going to take 2-3 years because every club's different. Arsenal, they're 4 years in.
They're phase 5.79876 or something like that.
Yeah, no, forget all of that. When you've got the players that you need, you've got the tools that you need. It's now time to build, and then you move from there. There's no such thing as phases. When you've got the players, you're ready to go.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, you need to win a trophy. I can't lie, but it's not going to impact your manager this time around. That's
it won't. It's only 1 season in. Second season, third season onwards, my expectations will go up.
Can your fans? I don't know what
That's
about.
the key to this. Yeah, the fans.
You know this. Daps knows this. I know this. Your fans are spoiled, yeah, and you're used to that because that's the Roman way. And that's it's like being used to your ex or something like that. Like,
nah, Kaz.
No, bro. Your fans are spoiled brats, yeah, and it's not in any means you're allowed to be spoiled brats. I just said you're the most successful team in the last 20 years, yeah, and it's what you used to chop change manager, go win something, have a crap year. Or not a great year, and then go win out something else, Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, can your fans give this manager time? Let's say it doesn't go as you expected. Let's say he does finish fifth. Let's just say he gets to a final or semi-final, doesn't have that stretch to go forward because the balance of the team is just not there just yet. Because I don't know, the cohesion could take longer than you think. His style might take longer than you think. That's what I'm saying. Them Stamford Bridge fans, you're going to have Johnny Minerals being like, you got rid of Mason, man. You brown envelope scums and all this kind of stuff like that. All this crap. Like, you got people like that.
But Kaz, this is the thing though. Who listens to people like that? Do you know what I'm saying? No one listens to people like that.
They have a following.
They do have a following, but do you know what I mean? Look, I'll be real with you. If, like, I've never actually seen so much patience given for a manager at Chelsea. Graham Potter was given so much patience by a lot of Chelsea fans that I was speaking to. Even at the bridge, they weren't booing him. Like, they weren't booing him. There was nothing really that toxic. It's only towards the end. Like, I went to the Everton game with Jem, and that game there, it was a bit toxic in there. And I went to the last game, the game before he got sacked. Who did we play? Aston Villa. We lost to Aston Villa when Watkins embarrassed us. So yeah, like, for me, Poch, everyone understands now it's a hard reset. It's a hard reset for Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, Graham Potter was given a lot of time. I feel like Poch is a different level to Graham Potter. Do you know what I mean? We're completely trimming the squad.
You know what? He's more indulgent to it. That was Potter's big jump, and that big jump just
it just wasn't there. Because if you look at our team last season on paper, you know what I mean, and you bring in the right manager, I think Tuchel would have definitely got us Europe. Even if he got us Europa, he would have definitely got us Europe because he's an elite manager. But if you've got a guy like Potter who just was every game, it's like, the lads tried really hard. I mean, look at the stats. They showed that, we worked really hard. But then when you're looking at the result, we've lost by a goal or two. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about these excuses you're making up. Where the results? Do you know what I'm saying? But now,
your mic's on mute, Daps, and once.
So I think the other thing is, like, Poch instantly had more power from the interview stage, right? So because he can instantly say, right, okay, and I always talk on this, that with managers and with the interview process, and this isn't just in football, this is in any walk of life. If you back yourself, then an interview is a two-way process, right? It's not they ask you questions, you answer them and go thanks and go on your way and hope you hear from them. You're also interviewing them and you're saying, what are you going to bring me? What are you giving me? What tools do I have? And what trust do I have? And what power do I have? Now, I would question how much of that really and truly happened with Potter. Now, maybe that's just because at the point also, Bowley had just taken over. Bowley hadn't really experienced and maybe thought, you know what, I can just come in, splash a load of money. But I think Poch has gone in there and used that power and said, look, I'm interested in the job, but I'm not interested in you buying. If I ask for a centre-back, I expect you to go out and look for a centre-back. I don't want to ask for a centre-back and then on Monday you tell me you've gone and bought a forward, right? I want to have a say in all of this, And I think Poch would have gone in there and set down a lot of expectations that this is how it has to be. If it is like this, I'm all for it. And we can work together long term. If it isn't like that, this job is not for me. And if I see it changing, I'm walking, right? So I think straight away, Potter just, unfortunately,
he's just David Moyes. He's just a glorified David Moyes in the end.
The thing is, though, what it is, with Potter, he was literally given all the control in the world. Bowley literally said to him, like, this is your squad.
You really think, though? You really think?
Because if you, in terms of, not so much the players, because some of the players that we brought in, it was a club signing, right? So I'm not going to say he had all the control in terms of players, but in terms of actually managing the squad and your starting 11, he had the control to make those decisions. Do you know what I mean? He's the one that decided to keep playing playing Havertz up top instead of actually playing a striker. Do you know what I mean? He's the one that kept persisting with Conor Gallagher when we actually need a striker to come on. Do you know what I mean? His decision making was terrible. So I don't think that Poch is going to make those novice mistakes. That's why I don't see it as being bad as what it was last year, especially when we've got better players as well. Do you know what I mean? This just shows you that this is the importance of a good coach. I think I know that sounds basic. People forget
I thought I was a big believer in Potter. I thought he was ready for this. I thought he was way above Like I was saying on Football Terrace that I think Chelsea was going to finish top 3. I actually said second at the time. You got a point. I think like the squad that you've got and everything that was around him, I think he would have went on because I wasn't a firm believer in Arsenal at that point. And you could see between Man United, I wasn't a believer in them. They're not Newcastle. Liverpool would drop it. I'm thinking like Chelsea going to get the manager bounce. They're going to get his system correct. He's going to go on and do some good things for them. And
let me tell you when I lost it. Let me tell you when I lost it with Graham Potter. When I lost it with Graham Potter was when we played Southampton, right? And we lost at home to Southampton.
The free kick.
Lavia. The free kick? Sorry, it was a free kick. Yeah.
The week before he's going to score one.
Yeah. So we lost that game, and we looked like the team that was playing away. First of all, Lavia bossed that game. Now, when it comes to the decision making, right? This guy played Fofana up top that game. I think he started Mason on the wing, and then he took Fofana off at half time when he was our best player, and decided to play Mason Mount as a striker, bro. And we ended up losing that game. So when I saw that, I said, nah, enough is enough. I'm still seeing Aspilicueta in lineups instead of playing Ruben there, for example. Just the decision making was so novice. Like this guy constantly chopped and changed the team. I think statistically we actually made the most changes last season. So if you've got a group of players, he should have gone in there and said, "Listen, you're not part of my plans. You're baking off over there. You're gonna, you're not playing. We're gonna try look to get rid of you in the summer. You're not playing." And he had the control to do that. He decided not to do that. He was trying to please this guy, trying to please that guy, trying to please this guy. Do you know what I mean? You're playing one week, you're playing Sterling.
But even when he was just trying to change his whole appearance in at once as well. You remember that he was trying to change his appearance, his haircut.
James Bond for me.
That went HD cuts and that. You know what I mean?
Didn't we say they bought him and they definitely bought him like a wife or something?
Bro, I'm telling you,
they must have copped him on your wife.
100%.
Yard. He got the bust down AP. Like it was all, bro.
You know what I mean, he was trying to play everyone. And if you look at it, he brought in Madueke in January. We brought in Madueke in January. We brought in Mudryk in January. That was an opportunity to start Enzo as well. That was an opportunity to start playing guys like Carney, because when they had their little spells in the team, you can see that there's something there. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got guys like Havertz who mentally checked out, guys like Kovacic mentally checked out. They're still playing. Gallagher, who shouldn't be playing at this level for Chelsea, still playing, starting games. So these are just decisions that I don't see Poch making. And on top of that, we're gonna have better players. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the decision making and where we ended up was because a lot of the decisions that Graham Potter was making.
Yeah, you know what? That's not even the most outrageous thing about Chelsea. Do you know what the most outrageous thing about Chelsea is, once? It's the fact that they can't come up with a new chant yet. You'd think in 2000.
They're not allowed. I don't need a new chant.
They're not allowed to, bro. It's part of
We've got chants, man. We've got chants. You have to go to the games and hear them. That's the thing.
Yeah, they've got that zig, and they've got that zigga zagga one, zigga zagga or something.
What's that one? When I go away games, I hear hella chants. I've never heard before.
Oh, you used to have one great one. You always sang to us, but you can't use that no more.
Yeah, the only thing I heard, was Chelsea fans singing "God Save the King or Queen" at Anfield. That's the only time I've heard a different sort of chant or anything from Chelsea.
We've got a couple, man. We've got a couple.
Just got to remember when you chant Chelsea, when you chant Chelsea, you got to remember the octaves in your voice as well. You got to remember to get further up and up and up and then down and down and down. Just got to remember there's a rhythm to it.
It takes skill. That Chelsea chant takes skill.
But that Chelsea chant's too nice though, man. It's just nice. You know what I mean?
Because you can't sing Champions of Europe no more, can you? So because it's ages ago.
Lewis was singing that.
We can still sing it.
Lewis years after. Lewis will
sing Champions of Europe.
Yeah.
It depends who we're singing it to. Like we can sing it to Arsenal.
Actually, to be fair, if they do make a chant, it's to actually diss a player. To mock him.
Hey, don't do that.
But let's shift it on from Chelsea, anyways. Let's give Don some breathing space. If Mo was in here, he'll be putting him in.
Say that. It's press resistant.
Yeah, it's press resistant. He's moving like Enzo right now.
Enzo saying.
Need the likes up, people. Though need the likes up.
Yeah,
there's over 700 in here. We're on 209 likes. So this is where I chat. I waffle a little bit. And just remind you what the likes do, people. The likes, it takes you literally 2 seconds to press it. If you press that button and the likes go up, that means that this gets pushed out to a load of new people and the channel continues to grow like it has the last couple of months. Well, the last year, to be fair, but even more so the last couple of months. So please, as Sean would say, drum those thumbs, hit that like button and help push us out to a new audience.
No, he says drum the thumb. But yeah. Yeah. Micah Johnson says, been saying this Liverpool, Man City 90+ point title race again. Well, that's a good, pardon me. That's a good segue into your club, Mr. Monts. Now we can press you with some questions. there's a battle for Mr. Lavia, 50 million. I don't know if that's going to be the fee, but Chelsea have put themselves into an interesting position to maybe go back in for him potentially if they can't do this stuff. Because you know what, I'm surprised this Caicedo thing hasn't happened yet. Like, I know it's only Monday, it's still early, but I thought something would happen.
You know what it is? I've seen the Lavia links. Just a quick one before you go in, Monty. I've seen the Lavia links kind of coming in today that apparently we're back in, but what we value Lavia is not the same amount as what Southampton value Lavia. And what the plan is apparently right now is to actually bring Santos into the squad if he does well in pre-season. He plays the exact same position as Lavia, and he's 19 as well. So there's no point of stockpiling a young player who's a gem, because they're both gems. The only difference is Santos ain't played in the Prem, so we don't know what we're going to see. But if he does well in pre-season, there's no need to buy a Lavia. So there's nothing really solid coming out of that. I don't really see that one, because I think we're going to get Caicedo, and even if we didn't, I don't think we'll drop that low of a level, because we need a.
I think the thing with Lavia is that I think Southampton probably know, one, that other clubs are interested, and two, whatever they get, they've got to pay City. I think like we'll be getting about 9 million of it, so they know that they've got to, on top of that, whatever they're looking for as a replacement, they've also got to give City 9 million of it. So whether either of you, man, you're giving me 9 million this year, so.
Oh, that's 9 million. Now that means anything to you.
The thing is, I want Lavia.
Well, it doesn't, to be fair, because we've already we just sold a keeper. We've just sold a young keeper for 20 million. We've just sold another player to Dortmund for, I think, around about 30 million. Yeah, our youth team's doing well again. But
you know what? I wanted him. I wanted Lavia.
They took 30+ million, 31 million, I think, in total.
You shouldn't be wanting anyone. Stop wanting.
Nah. Do you know what it is? We need an understudy. We need an understudy, and he's perfect.
You have understudy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said I wanted Lavia, but when I deep the Santos situation, because it's only come out recently that we're looking to embed him in, I said, okay, cool. If they're trying to save 50 million, we've got Santos at home. So don't do Lavia.
I have the same theory with you about Kobe Mino, by the way. I think he's going to be used a lot more this season. Not loads, but I think Ten Hag's going to either use him as the potential backup 6 or wherever he suits to mold him, or somewhere in the 8 and have like the Garnacho, some games here, there, fill in when you need to. That's what I think it is. You're going to buy these 18-year-old. You can go buy this 18-year-old here, this 20-year-old there, but sometimes you just got to look within your own ranks and see what you've got. Like Bajcetic, all up. Why do you need to go out and go get another centre mid like to cover Thiago when you got Bajcetic right there that can understudy, McAllister? I think they're quite similar. Maybe Bajcetic might be a little bit better as a 6, maybe, but do you get what I'm saying? Like all these players are, don't get me wrong, Lavia, Caicedo, you can name other one season, Basuma, not really around for that much or that long. And they're going for mad fees. Basuma luckily went for 25 million. But all these are quoted for such mad fees for after one season, right? When sometimes you just got to look at your academy and think like, why don't I take a chance of him and then see where that becomes?
Is that where your club is at the moment, Cass?
No, it's not a risk. It's not always risk, but that's, you're doing what every club should be doing, what Brighton are doing. You're going overseas and going to get these baller youngsters at this moment of time. Clubs are just feeding off other clubs and giving them 80, 70, 60 million and that, when you shouldn't really do that. You should go and do your own scouting network. What's an academy if not even one can come through?
Yeah.
It depends on with us. So let me just go quickly. It just depends as well, because unfortunately, I can only speak from a Liverpool perspective.
I want you to speak.
Is that if we were to go and say, do you know what, Jones is good enough? Do you know what, Stefani's good enough? Bajcetic is good enough. Do you know what, Javier is good enough? Then what you're going to get is the Klopp's too loyal. He trusts what he has too much. And you're going to get all that slander that we've been hearing for a lot of the time. Or we go the other side where, again, you go and buy Lavia and you go, he's stunting Curtis's growth. We talk about how crap Liverpool's young players are. That's because they can't develop. So, again, it depends on what side or the fence you want to be on. Personally, I think you need to find the right balance. I think you need to pick what player you're going to invest in their future with.
Yeah.
So again, if you're going to invest in that player, stick with that player. So Curtis Jones, we've stuck with him, but we haven't invested in him properly. Now, it looks like we're finally looking to invest in Curtis Jones. Bajcetic only came in because everyone else was so terrible. And he's actually a pretty good player. Lo and behold. However, Lavia is better than him. It doesn't matter what. Yes, Stefan done well for about 10 games. But Lavia is better than him. He's come from Manchester City. He's looked very good at Southampton. No one can tell me when they watch Lavia play, you don't think, yeah, this kid's cold.
He bossed all of our teams. He bossed all of our teams.
He bossed City in the League Cup.
All of us. So
admittedly, Rodri wasn't on the pitch. It was Calvin Phillips, but yeah, he
even scored. He even scored against us when we played them away.
I'd rather have as much as I rate Bajcetic, he could still do with a loan. He's still really young. Loan moves aren't the end of the world. Carvalho's on loan. He's an eyelash. As technical as he is, he's an eyelash. He's an eyelash. He gets the blow it and he'll fall over.
Vieira vibes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Vibes,
yeah. Portuguese eyelash settings. You know what it is. So, my opinion, it depends where your club wants to be. If you want to be competing with Man City and doing the jugular, then you have to be ruthless. And if these players aren't 30 guaranteed creative
that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
I hear you, but I think Chelsea are a golden opportunity. I think Chelsea are in a golden opportunity to build their 11 that they want and give select youngsters here and there that they believe in. Why go buy Andre Santos if you don't believe in him, right? You spend 15, 20 million on him. He could easily be an understudy that can play in the cup.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, Kaz.
I don't agree. If Chelsea go back to where they were when they were winning things, unless you are a Reece James quality type of player, you're not breaking through, or you're max getting half a season of off the bench opportunities. And if you're not a generational talent, you're not getting in, because when the Drogbas were playing and the Balaks were playing, no one was coming through, but Chelsea fans didn't care because they're winning. The only reason Chelsea came through. Let me land. The only reason so many of these Chelsea players came through is because when Chelsea got the ban and Lampard was manager and you guys got top 4, that's when obviously all these guys come through, especially people like Gilmour, who somehow is now no longer even at Norwich. And Gilmour, he was a good player when he come through. You might know about Tariq Owakwe. Baller.
Gilmour's at Brighton.
Baller. But again, huh? Yeah, Gilmour's was even at Brighton as well.
Yeah. At Brighton. He's still there.
You man have even got. He's still there. Do you know what I'm saying? So, literally, bro, these man. And by the way, these players are cold, by the way. Chelsea been having cold.
Yeah, but the thing is, I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying, but what you're doing, you're criticizing Chelsea and the young players under Roman. Like that era's gone. We can criticize all of that all day. We can criticize all of that all day, but yeah, no, definitely not. Not under this new ownership. Because like I said, this new ownership are trying to buy. The first thing they've been trying to do is trying to buy gems and young talent from all over like the world, pretty much. Obviously, we've gone to Brazil quite a lot. We brought in Santos. I don't know if you guys know Kendry Payas. He's from Ecuador. Yeah, he's 16. When I tell you this guy's going to be a serious baller, I'll send you a lot of video of him after if you haven't seen him. Kendry Payas. Yeah, he got picked for Ecuador's.
He's got that name that no one ever has, but it sounds right. And it sounds like it's something.
Kendry,
it's got a banger. Like, it makes sense.
Today I'm gonna put you lot on. He got selected for Ecuador's the men's team, like the first team, at 16. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in 2 years he can actually come to the first team when he's 18. But in the context of Lavia and Andre Santos, like I said, there's no point of paying 50 million for Lavia when he's a gem, the same way Santos is a gem. Because when we brought him in, like I said, there's high hopes for him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The only reason why he didn't come into the squad is because his visa got declined. So he's had to get enough points because he went back on loan from when we bought him. Now he's actually got a visa. So we're going to look at him in pre-season. He's the same age as Lavia. Only difference is he hasn't got Premier League experience. So if he proves himself in pre-season, we bring in Casado. He's not going to start games. He can still play.
So your days are done profiting off of young players by bringing them in young, developing them for a little bit, and then selling them for 20s and 30s. And if they're really good, 40s.
They can break through. No, they can break through the first team. They can break through the first team, but there's going to be a lot of them that will prove themselves at a decent club, and then we'll flip them. So some of them we're going to miss them. I'll be wrong.
I disagree, but it's up to you, man, to prove me wrong. I believe if you lot get back to where you are, Chelsea Football Club, the best team in London, like obviously Arsenal's the best team in London right now, but I'm saying if you guys get back to being the best team in London, I believe it's going to be infinitely harder for these young players to break through because what has changed is your structure. Of course, I understand the structure's changing, but you're still spending excess of money very quickly and very.
Look at Kaz will tell you they could have signed Casado for 4 million. Do you know what I'm saying? What we're trying to do, we're trying to find these players before we have to spend 100 million on them, spend 70 million on them. Because like I said, there's gems. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find them early, so we're not having to splash 50 million on a Santos, 80 million on a payers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So right now we're looking at young quality of talent, not just random guys. Remember that guy Lucas Pios on? This guy got sent on like 10 loans
Oh yeah.
or something like that. That's not gonna happen no more. Like those days are
Yeah.
done. There's an actual plan.
Wait, by the way, wasn't this supposed to be about Liverpool? Kaz,
Yeah,
I just realized that.
you did. No, you did it with the youngest spot. Actually, I said the Bejetic and all this kind of stuff. But how much do you actually want Lavia though, man? Because you got Szoboszlai now. You can complete that midfield and have a proper midfield.
You mean Sabos? I lie. That one. Sorry.
Hey, what? How have I not even thought about that one? You're not from sea life, you wouldn't even understand what a lie means. That might be such an old word now. I don't know if a lot of people will catch on to that, but wow.
Yo, hold on. Listen. Lavia, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe there's a bit of bias there because I watched him boss my midfield. But it's not hard to boss my midfield. I'm not gonna lie. It's not, last season, it's not hard to boss our midfield, innit? But every time as I said, he's bossed all of us. And I just generally think if you look at how built he is, he's built for men's football. I look at Bajcetic and I think he's definitely technically very good. I just look at Lavia and go, I look at his recovery tackles, I'm going, say nothing, say less. I'm looking at his dribbling, how he breaks the lines, his progressive passing. I don't need to talk about it here. Black man don't head the ball, so we won't talk about that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's so press resistant as well. He's so press resistant, that guy, man.
Press resistant in a team where he shouldn't even be press resistant. Let's be honest. He's head and
shoulders. He plays the 6 by himself. He plays that 6 by himself.
By himself.
So, no, you're missing it. He covers James Ward-Prowse in the 8-2 because James Ward-Prowse is a roller.
That's why James Ward-Prowse was able to go. He was able to venture further forward this season. Fair enough, it didn't work well because the rest of the team was cheeks. But if you're seeing Lavia do that and he gives the eights the license to move, that's a dream for Klopp. I love Bajcetic. I think he's brilliant for his age and for what he's brought to Liverpool. But does he allow the eights to venture forward and to do what the hell they want to do like Lavia does? They don't. Like, let's be honest, Lavia is better than Bajcetic. And that doesn't mean Bacetic's time at Liverpool was done. We're never going to see him again. Forget him. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Fabinho's time is coming to an end. The bone marrow in his knees, there's no marrow left in his knees. It's done. Fabinho's kneecaps are finished. He was a cone last season. Like it or hate it, this is his last chance. I don't even want him to have a chance next season, but it's not up to me. It's not up to me. So with Fabinho in his last legs, Lavia needs to come in. We don't have another 6. And don't talk to me about Henderson in the 6 either. I'm not hearing that one either.
You have to do that. You might have to do that for the season.
We have a plethora of 8.
Liverpool need Lavia, man. They could do with Lavia.
I wouldn't say we need Lavia. We need, as I said, we need
midfielders. You need
You're
midfielders.
not looking at Kone anymore, and you're not looking at Gravenberch no more.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
that
it's not even specifically Lavia. We just need a new 6. Someone who can take the mantle from Fabinho, and obviously we can ease in Stefan however we see fit going forward with our system. And that is it. I don't want to see Hendo coming in when Fab can't play. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see that. Fabinho, I love him to bits, and he's done so much for me. He single-handedly changed my club. Fabinho made look how bad Van Dijk looks. That's because Fabinho is not Fabinho anymore. I promise you. What this guy will do everything. But now he can't swivel and turn no more. He's the light-skinned Voldemort. He can't do anything. So unless he has the maddest preseason and they inject both his knees, he's not going to do anything. So hopefully with the legs, with Szoboszlai, with McAllister, with Curtis Jones looking quite good now. If Thiago is staying, we'll get onto that. But if Thiago's staying as well, with the legs, you want him to leave, but we don't know yet.
No, I don't know. I don't mind. He's on the bench. He's not even playing all the time. He's leaving though.
Bro, that's fine. If I'm bringing Thiago off the bench, fear me.
No. When I say this, you have 8 midfielders. If you go get Lavia, right? 8 midfielders to choose from. I'll tell you your options. Fabinho.
I know my options.
Again, I said this earlier, Mo, and I'll repeat it now. Fabinho, Henderson, Bajcetic. Yeah, it's like free. Like that's free. You've got Curtis Jones, McAllister. You've got Szoboszlai, and then you've got who's the other guy? I've messed up one more. Thiago 7, and if you get Lavia, that makes 8. Someone's going. Maybe 2 players.
Guys have got to go. You don't need a reset in midfield as well. Guys have got to go, man.
Yeah, but as I said,
What's going on with Thiago? Is he leaving?
No. We don't know. As I said, when people say Thiago removed Liverpool from his bio, it hasn't actually been there for a while. Like, I don't know why that's a thing. However, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility for Thiago to leave Liverpool.
He should leave. I think it's time. He's stuck face.
Yeah.
No. And I'll tell you why he shouldn't leave. Liverpool, Thiago is 31 years of age. Yeah.
32.
32. There you go. You're proving my point even more. Yeah. So
he barely plays 20 games a season.
Hold on. So with Thiago now, he's a luxury player who you have to use sparingly to get the best out of him. Thiago is our best midfielder. Like it or not, he's our best midfielder when fit. So therefore, if we have a plethora of midfielders now,
not anymore, he's not.
And we don't have to hold on. We don't have to prioritize Thiago as our life and savior of our midfield. If we can use Thiago sparingly, that is what you do as a big club. Listen, I do not care about the 15 million of the pound of the Queen's finest pounds. That I don't care about that. You can get 50 million anyhow. I'd rather use that 50 million. Sacrifice that 15 million for 15 appearances. For 15 starts. Because if you look at it, look at the spine of our team. It is aging. If you're looking at quality in experience, there's not a lot of it left. Mo Salah, of course, is there. But let's be honest, he's got 2 years left. Virgil van Dijk is 31. His kneecaps are dingling. Pickford done his dance. Alisson's a goalkeeper. We won't talk about that.
You sound like us with Martial. You can't let it go, can you?
Yeah. You know what it is, Mons. Let me give you a perfect example.
The best striker. He's crap. He's crap now.
Let me give you the perfect example of someone that we've recently just sold, as part of our clear out. N'Golo Kante, this guy next season, he was gonna get used sparingly. But I always said if an opportunity comes up, I would get rid because he's just not available anymore. And he's only gonna keep getting injured. Even as a squad player, I'd rather upgrade on that position. So Thiago, do you even trust him to be there? Like when you need him? Because he's always injured, bro.
It's not, bro. Thiago has never ever been the guy to complete 30 starts in the Prem. It's always been 20, 25. Even for Bayern, even for Barcelona. You guys.
He's been a letdown. He's been a letdown. Admit it.
But if an opportunity comes to sell him, would you move him?
He's been a letdown.
Hold on. He hasn't been a letdown. That's not.
Yes, he has. Availability is the best ability. He's a flop.
Yeah, he's never there. He's never there.
Listen,
you can't let it go.
Listen, hear me out.
We have been hearing you out, to be fair.
Kaz, let me land. Because he's done up your enough time.
All right, Mo.
And he's done up all of you, actually. He's done up all of you. But anyway, let me land. Bro, I'm not lying.
I'm just, bro, this is like Tottenham telling me that they beat us 1-0 at their ground. Like, that's why I'm laughing.
All right. Anyway. With Thiago, I understand. I don't see why I don't get why people feel like we must get rid. If Thiago is not an ego-stricken player, he doesn't have a massive ego where if he doesn't play all the time, he's throwing his toys out the pram.
Because he's injured.
He's happy again when he's when he's on the bench and he is playing. He's coming on to see out a game or he's playing an odd game here and there. He's happy to help the team and he's happy. He brings skills on and off the pitch as well. He speaks different languages. He helps the younger players develop. He brings other qualities off the pitch. So when he is playing, fine, fair enough. You know you're going to get 8 out of 10 from him. I'd rather Thiago play 15 starts for Liverpool next season, and because he's a proven winner, and we don't have a lot of proven winners anymore. We don't have too many proven winners that are at the top of their game anyway. You could be at the top of their game. Thiago is a proven winner. If he plays 15 games sparingly when we need it in the bigger games, I'm happy with that.
Prime Ronaldo or prime Thiago? Prime Liverpool Thiago.
Prime Liverpool Thiago. He went for a quad.
There hasn't been no prime Liverpool Thiago.
What? Bro,
you went for a quad. Are we really doing this Wentfors?
Again, you can.
Ronaldo was part of a Premier League winning and a Champions League winning.
Yes, of course, but the team was better. The whole team was better. The whole team was functioning. Let's not ignore context. The whole team was functioning.
Bro,
the whole team was functioning at peak capacity. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying?
Look at it outside.
No, whether you like it or not.
How does a passenger?
Thiago is the best midfielder we have, and I'd rather use him sparingly because if I'm bucking KDB, I don't want to be seeing Curtis Jones. I'm sorry. I'd rather use Thiago in the one game that I can use him. I'm sorry. You Yes, you, brother.
You got
You know what? I
Right,
hear it.
hold
I
on.
do hear it.
Would
I
you
do hear
rather-
it. I
would
do
you-
hear it.
Would you rather go into your season knowing that, and let's not do Curtis Jones. Would you rather go into your season, knowing that, because you just said when you buck KDB, knowing when you buck KDB who's going to be there, or would you rather go into bucking KDB, not sure if you've got someone backing you or not, because you're not sure if they're there? I don't know. Might run behind me. I'm not sure if he's behind me or not.
My
At least
answer
you know.
my answer to that is it won't matter because now I have enough midfielders where I don't have to rely on Thiago's not the be all and end all. If Thiago was the be all and end all, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. If he was the be all and end all. But
I don't even know why we're talking about
now
Thiago.
that my point is now that we have more depth in midfield, I'm happy to let Thiago play sparingly because that is added quality off the bench for when he can come in and play. I'm happy with that. That's what we've always wanted, to be able to manage Thiago's minutes. We couldn't manage his minutes because we didn't have a good enough midfield, and he was the be-all and end-all. And that's why Fabinho has broken down. That's why Henderson has no more kneecaps.
All right. Bun,
so you're blaming Thiago for all of that as well?
No. I'm not blaming Thiago. It's Klopp's fault.
All right, I tend to disagree, and I'm going to say why. Obviously, because along the lines of one, you're not available. I don't care if you can do me in a big game. I'm trying to move on with my life. He's going to be 33 next week. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Let's not be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. FSG hasn't got loads and loads of money. If they can ship him for about 15 million, that's 15 million extra that you can put towards a decent defender. Someone like Gonzalo and Nasso, so you can see where that can strengthen in another area. One second.
Muncie's never moving on because he still wants to beat that X whenever she offers it.
Let's talk about another midfielder that they want to talk about, New system, Trent. What's the point of having Thiago when you've got two players that already play in that sort of similar position, whether it's McAllister now or Bajcetic potentially, or Trent Alexander-Arnold? What's the point?
It's easy to say Bajcetic.
Bro, might be the best footballer. Thiago is probably on technical level is your best footballer at your club.
Trent's the best English midfielder.
Or Trent, right? One or the other, right? But you have to move on with this. It's like us keeping Pogba. It's like us keeping Pogba, Except he was in a disjointed Man United team, right? And he, as sick as Pogba was, he was never available when we needed him most. Every time we needed him, he would just break down, whether it's his ankle or his, I don't know.
Because he was the be-all and end-all of your midfield. Thiago's not going to be all and end all. That's my point.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is you've got so much stacked up midfielders. Someone has to take that fall. And I think if you need to take someone, stop milking Thiago and just get rid of the 50 million that you can go get. Because, you remember, at the end of the day, you're going to be at the end of this window, potentially, by the way, I'm not saying you're going to. At the end of this window, potentially, you're going to be screaming at FSG, not spending as much as they should because you couldn't, maybe because it's Thiago, because you haven't got that extra buck.
No. Well, again, we can agree to disagree. I'd rather bring Thiago off the bench than buy a player who's going to be in this current position in my midfield. I'd rather bring Thiago off the bench as a quality player when using sparingly, rather than have a player who can play 30 games, doesn't even have half the talent, who's barely going to play anyway.
The thing is, though, Mons, I'll be skeptical as a Liverpool fan, though, because I feel like Thiago just gets injuries out of nothing. The guy can be walking out training, he gets injured. He's walking home, he gets injured. So, like, how do you trust him to be available for the big games that you're saying? Because let's say he gets injured during that, like the game before, or he's just not available again. He's had a little slight niggle in training because injuries happen in training, and he's only going to get more and more injuries. So the point that Kaz is making is that do you even trust him to be available for these games that when you actually need him? Like you're saying,
it's more what the way I'm looking at it.
You just did the storms. You just did the Stormzy thing there.
What? Anyway, the way I'm looking at it. Listen, I know Thiago, bro. I'm skeptical about Thiago's fitness, yes, but it doesn't matter. It don't matter now. So if he does get injured, my midfield's good enough now. If he's fit, it's now just an added bonus. I'm happy for that in that 1 year period. After the year's gone, his contract's gone, you can cut. Thank you for your services. I'll use you sparingly for your last year. What you can give will be a bonus and not a negative, because if you're not around no more, it don't matter. If Thiago's not around with my current midfield, it's fine. So anything he now brings, I see as a positive. Anything he can now bring while he's fit is a positive. I'd rather him coming off the bench than any brother that we've just bought for 30 million coming off the bench. I'd rather bring Thiago off the bench than bring Curtis Jones off the bench. Say what you want. That's the way I see it.
I hear on that part, but it's true. You have to. He might not even be available for these games. The guy barely plays.
Talk about Henderson, not
yeah, but Mons, the thing is, though, if you get rid of certain players, you could have brought in like a Paulinho and then have Lavia as the understudy. Do you know what I mean?
Because
Something like that.
The same thing you said about Thiago.
Go on loan. You said go on loan, innit?
But the same thing you said about Thiago, you could say the same thing for Henderson. He's your captain. He keeps your group together, and it's probably the reason why Klopp's kept him around for so long. Should he be at ability wise? Should he be at Liverpool? No chance. Today, actually, you know what? Gerrard's just been appointed. Apparently, allegedly, or rumors that they're targeting him. That he might go get him. I don't think he's gonna go. I think Klopp's just gonna use him like a James Milner, man. The guy's gonna be in and around the club and play that part. You know,
yeah, but Kaz, at least James Milner, you know the guy's reliable, bro. The guy's there. Every game you need him, he's there.
Henderson's also reliable as well. And I know he's not great, and I know he's not great ability, but again, I will say this. You're in the Europa League, yeah? You're not in the Champions League. Different story. You can use that one little part, one little bit left to use it as a stepping stone. Or maybe with Thiago, but you know, I just feel like
Henderson's the example I would use as well, rather than Thiago.
So both of them.
Bro, I'll get rid of Henderson and keep Thiago. Anyway, but that's
I hear it. Each to their own, but you definitely want a left-footed centre-back as well, and you need to fund for that some way, shape, form, or another if you're going to spend 50-40 million on Lavia.
He's not technically our best midfielder.
No, he's not.
Let me not be too disrespectful.
Or someone that, well, as we know, after shift this to the last part of the show is around Man United. They made a bid for Onana. We're speaking briefly about it at the start of the show.
Still doing that. Stop flirting and chop, bro. What's going on?
I am
flirting. Yeah, just chop, bro. Hella dates.
Wait, one sec.
Bare late night phone calls.
Bare late night on the phone. You know when the legs are in the air. You know when the legs are in the air.
I'm finished.
But when are we linking though? When are we linking?
Hey, no, man. Sorry, go on. Sorry, guys.
Oh, look, you're right. We're interested FC out here, man. It's always the case. It's always gonna be the case.
The thing is, though, that I'm struggling to understand, though, Kazia, is that why are all our teams dilly-dallying with Onana? Because the price ain't mad. I'm struggling to understand why a team's just not going in there and slapping it down.
We've only bid allegedly around altogether as a package 45 million euros. Where I think as a package, I believe Inter Milan wants something around 50 million euros as a base fee before they talk about anything about add-ons. Now, I think it's Damasio and Alfredo Padula, however you say his last name, they said that exactly the same. They made a 45 million euro bid, right? Or 40 million euro base bid. I think it's going to be too low, but yeah, again, you have to test the waters, don't you? And the fact that it was only yesterday and the day before saying Onana's too expensive, this, that, and the other. They're looking at these two goalkeepers, and today they said, oh, they're just cheaper alternatives, this, that, and the other. Clearly goes to show Man United are trying to get the goalkeeper. So every reporter that said that they're looking to get the striker done first, clearly there's a lot of crap. So whoever said all that stuff, you can tick them off your list, you know, of trusted sources as a Man United fan. Onana needs to get done quick. And I wouldn't disagree along the lines that Man United need to get this keeper in the next couple of weeks before pre-season happens because, or you know, even before that, to be fair, because you can't go into pre-season with Tom Heaton as your first starting goalkeeper. It has to 100%. It has to go now, but you have to start off with a lower bid because their highest bid is 50. Man United have put down 40. Now you got to find your middle ground and see if you can work that way. Where we know Man United are typically either pay the money or overpay. And one thing Man United want to do is actually end some negotiations, but it is taking too long.
Yeah.
I'm
hearing he wants to move, and he's worked with Ten Hag before. So,
well, every player that we link has in some way, shape, or form. Amrabat today as well, whether it's been rubbished off by Fabrizio Romano and stuff like that. They're going to say they're going to put in a bid or not going to be putting in a bid. Some flirts. At some way, shape, or form, these players have worked with Ten Hag. You know, Amrabat started off his career with Ten Hag.
I told you last season, this man, yeah. Listen, you know my thoughts on Ten Hag. I rate Ten Hag, but Ten Hag definitely does like sticking to what he knows.
Because he probably just doesn't rate Man United scouting.
Yeah, you know what, bro? That's probably a very valid point. That's probably a spot on point.
You know what, Kaz? Do you know what might help you, Kaz? Because I know you're quite harsh on Mason. You know, Ten Hag wanted him when he was at Ajax.
Yeah,
when
no,
when
no.
Mason was on loan at Vitesse. He
Well,
wanted him from early.
The thing is, 2 years ago, I would have taken Mason Mount. Like 2 years ago, I was thinking this guy's like 21, 22. I thought he was sick. I just think
I still think he's
just on sale.
I think the key thing is you look at Havertz, you look at Mount, you look at what Havertz did at Chelsea, you look at what Mount did at Chelsea. Mount had a better period at Chelsea than Havertz did.
Way better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way more tangible, man. 2 years in a row, player of the season. Do you know what I mean? Player of the year. So.
And I do understand that technically, I probably would say Havertz is technically better, but Mount has some qualities that I think he is. I think we can look at Havertz and say, do you know what? There is a technical player in there. Look, we haven't seen it at Chelsea, but
on paper.
Maybe on paper.
Mason was when Mason was flying, the guy was showing a lot of tech, especially on the half turn. He's got one of the best half turns.
Have you seen his half turn? When he receives the ball and when he checks his shoulder and receives the ball, there's one goal he scored in the champs where he's received it on the half turn. He slapped it bottom corner.
That orange kit, that kit that we used to wear, the colours and that. Yeah. That was against Porto, I think.
Yeah, good old days, eh? Good old days.
Man United will not get Amrabat unless they sell Fred, and Fred's rumored to go to Fulham, and for about 20 million. Amrabat costs about 23, 24 million.
Kaz, I've got a quick question, by the way. There was a report, and it said something about United are now looking at Feyenoord's Justin.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There was cheap alternatives. So yesterday they were talking about Feyenoord.
Did you hear about the FFP? Do you know what I'm talking about? The FFP restrictions mean United might not have the 60 million it would take to buy Onana. What would you have?
Well, it's funny. It's weird. So that happened yesterday, but then Man United bid for Onana today.
This is what I'm saying. So
apparently they bid for Højlund as well. So this is why I don't.
Does it depend where the money's going, kind of thing?
Because you know what it is. At 1 minute, I think Man United need to sell. There's too many man on the books. It's just too many man on the books right now. Yeah, and I agree with it.
Many man.
But 1 minute we've got 100 million budget. The next minute we got 120. Then it goes back down to 100. Then we've got 150, and then we've got 120 again. And it's like, who do you even believe at this point in time? You know, just make up your own minds. That's
real talk, bro. This whole thing sometimes,
just seeing a
tweet. Go on, hold on. What tweet have you seen, Monts?
I don't want to.
Let me see.
Your ownership.
City are preparing an official bid for Vardy.
No, but that should get you down. That's already, that
was always happening though.
Yeah, but he's a bad boy. But it's always worse when it actually happens. You can always.
That was always happening, bro. Worry about what happens next, because that's.
Bro, you get it. It's when it's different when you know it's gonna happen, but it hasn't actually happened yet. But then it actually happens, and it still hits you. It's still a little bit of a dig.
Yeah. That was always.
Ages ago, man.
Yeah, that's done. Like their directors come out and said he's set on Man City. Like he's coming City. That's done. It's
City have been City have been on. You've been on Guardiola because we tried to bid for him in the summer, and then City came straight in, and then as of January they came back again.
And this is why it gave me the little joke. That's why it gave me the joke, bro. When I see it, you know what I'm saying.
I know you want Levi as well. You don't want Colwell, win it. He's not going nowhere. Liverpool fans.
Nah, you ain't gonna sell him. That's Pochettino to sell him. No way.
Stop being stingy and run me Levi.
We're trying to give him a new contract, bro.
He don't want your club. You saw the post he made, the Brighton post. You saw the post.
Nah, man. All it is right now is that he wants guarantees that he's gonna play. He's gonna play, and he's gonna play. And you know what it is? You know what, Mons? You know what it is? Yeah, we're playing you first game of the season. I promise you'll be in that first 11. Because Badiashile was injured right now, and Koulibaly's gone, so he's gonna be in that 11.
I think he's a player that Pep would love as well. Not Pep, sorry, Poch would love.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But other than that, man, big up yourselves for jumping on. Guys, make sure you get us over the 11.3k. If you ain't subscribed yet, make sure.
No, we have. We're over that, but we need to go further.
You meant to pretend. Anyways, but make sure you subscribe to Big Six Bands in the description below. If you like Monts or you don't like Monts, still go subscribe because he dishes out good content, whether it's Liverpool content or not. We got Greasy for jumping on as always as well. Daps is always here. Dom doesn't have a channel, which is quite concerning. I think might have to talk to him about
Yeah,
something.
I need more, G.
I need to get a mic as well, man. This is not giving right now.
I told you what you can get. I swear I told you that 2 mics.
Nah, you did, man. But you know, it's life admin. I need you to sit down and actually just sit there and you know, decide. It's a bit long, but I'll do it. I'll definitely do it.
Big six brands never without enterprises will sort you out.
Yeah, and before we do it as well, just before we go, because I thought this would be a nice little sweet top off. I'm tired of people. This ain't like you, Mons. I'm tired of people who don't know garbage about Chelsea. Like this guy who needs a step stool to reach the mic. Chelsea didn't have a good youth when Drogba and Ballack was pretty much around. People don't believe Mons is actually about 5'11" and probably about 5'11" and a half.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Was he talking about me or was he talking about Mons?
About me.
Mons.
Oh, I was talking about me. Oh, I was gonna say.
Wait, but that's what I said. I said that they didn't use the youth players back then because that was the Abramovich era. We all agreed with that.
Yeah, he criticized it, and we all said it. Yeah.
Yeah. So are we getting on to everyone on the panel? Hey, listen. Everyone seems to think I'm short. That's fine.
I mean, you could do
right
right
now. Guys, it goes higher. It's fine. The chair it's fine.
The step stool.
Yeah, Kaz, I ain't got a channel right now, but I'll plug my Twitter. My Twitter's Greasy Don. These lot have been getting onto the Greasy, but I've been on Twitter for a minute now, so I'm not really trying to change it. But yeah, you can follow me on Greasy Don. So GREEZYDON.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Greasy Don, if you want to follow him. But yeah, man. Big up yourselves. We'll be back tomorrow at some point in the afternoon. I think about 2:15. Remember, 2:15, guys. If there's 580 of you now, there'll be 580 of you tomorrow potentially. So,
and smash the like and drop a comment on the way out.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
5K as well, man.
Get them on to 5K, and also go wash your hands because they flipping.
Why do you always?